I didn't even press live on the other one. Hello. Welcome. I am streaming live right now on Gambakwe, different channels, and then I am also streaming live on TikTok. The reason why I'm doing that is because I'm aware that there is an audience out there that probably doesn't know a lot of this information that I'm about to share with you today. So if you don't know me, my name is Rubimbo Makumbe. At TikTok, I'm at Rude the Speaker, which is due to change soon because I changed it and now I don't really know how to go back. So what do? I am a digital program manager. So all that means is I train church leaders at different levels, whether they are in the church, volunteering, and also theological educational institutes. I always have to get that right. So I train different people in terms of how they can use digital tools to evangelize and disciple within their context. I am a digital expert. That is what I have been doing within my career. And I'm aware that we've done a very long intro here on TikTok and a very short one here on Gambakwe. So I'm going to try and get on with it. So one of the things that I'm really excited about in terms of what we're about to do here is the fact that, there's a lot of different things that we all have been noticing and witnessing, experiencing, whether it's because we are facing challenges with our current government, whatever location you are. I think that the world is just getting a bit darker. So the aim of today is to launch this movement, not simply, and I'm just going to swipe here so I can see your comments clearly. The purpose of today is to tell you about remote working and remote work. Whilst doing that as well, tell you about the movement that we're launching, because I understand that if you guys didn't know you could do remote working, that means that you actually need the skills, resources to be able to make it successful. One of the key comments that I kept receiving in my inbox or in my comments on TikTok, on the TikTok video I put out, people kept saying to me, they kept saying, just share the links, just share the links, just share the links. I'm going to apologize in advance, and I want to apologize again. I'm one of those people that's not just going to share a link with you, because I personally don't even really believe in the links that you people are talking about. I mean, there's platforms out there where you can get freelance work, for example, Upwork. But if you just go on Upwork and you don't have the skills, you don't have the know-how, you don't know what the competition is like, how are you actually going to make any money there? Or how are you going to actually create a career from there? So Modern Letters Movement is a platform that has a section that focuses on equipping young people in Africa to know how to use their skills. If they don't have the skills that they need, to know where to get them, how to get them, really walk with you step by step in terms of this is what you need to do, because Africa is currently behind. Africa is currently, in a space right now where it's groaning and it's saying, we need change. People are tired, and I understand that. So the purpose of this is to offer you free resources. People in the West, they have free resources available to them, and it's a shame that this is not the same available to those that are in Africa. Right, so let's go into it then. So we're going to do these lives regularly. And just to give you a bit of an insight of what we are going to cover, we're going to be covering in week 1, we'll look at understanding remote work basics. Number 2, assessing your skills and interests. We'll look at how to create and update your CV or your resume. We'll look at how you explore remote job opportunities. We'll look at how you connect and network with people. We'll look at how to build a strong online presence, because one thing we don't realize is online is oversaturated right now. there's a lot of people who are trying to be successful online. So one of the key things that we have to be really mindful of, or that we have to be clear on, is that you need to stand out and you need a strong online presence. Otherwise, you just go online, do what everyone else is doing, and just not be successful in the way that you want to, right? And then we'll look at how to acquire necessary tools and skills. A lot of these topics as well will be woven into each session. So do not worry if you kind of like, oh, I want to just get to number 7 already. I want to, because I've got everything else. I want to, you know, that will be woven through. And then we'll look at how you put in your applications, how you prepare for interviews, and how you maintain a healthy work-life balance. It's a very strong plan that we've got here, so hopefully it's going to be useful for you. This is why I couldn't just comment or share in the comments on my TikTok video. That's why I couldn't just give you links, because there's a lot to go through. So when we're thinking about remote working, when we're thinking about understanding the basics, we're thinking about you as an individual being able to work full-time, part-time, flexible, or start a business. But today we're only going to focus on being employed full-time. You being employed full-time to be able to basically work anywhere in the world. Now, so many people are doing this right now. There's a lot of companies that are offering this. I think COVID was really a big contributor to this, meaning that you as an individual, you can work online whilst you're living anywhere. And if you're in Africa, rather than spending all that money that you're spending, and the trigger for me was I was hearing all the money that people were spending, all the things that people were going through to come to the UK and then be under the oppression of their sponsor. And their sponsor is their own Zimbabwean brother or sister. Like, I didn't understand that. This was in the Telegraph. This was actually very recent. This came out a few months ago. So looking at that, it's no, we need to liberate ourselves from this whole thing where we think we need to relocate in order for us to have an income. Let's be honest. So I just want to actually just talk to you today about what you can do to get remote working. So step number one in terms of remote working, there's a lot of misconceptions. Let me say it that way. There's a lot of misconceptions about working online. And one of those misconceptions is that it's an excuse to be lazy. One of those misconceptions is it's easy. One of those misconceptions is that I'll just go online, I do the bare minimum, and then that's it. It's hard work. You hear online and you think, oh yeah, online, that's so easy, but you need to put in the grunt work. So it's really important that when you go into this, be really clear on what your skills are and what your values are. So if you're not clear on those things, it's going to be really, really difficult to then go online, because there's so much information there. You actually want to, the reason why you do this is because you're filtering yourself to focus and be targeted. I really love Stephen Covey's book. He talks about the 7 habits of a highly effective person. And in the first chapter, he focuses solely on you as an individual. Who are you? Like, you have to think about who you are, where you want to be, and then you work backwards. So he says you have to start with the end in mind. So you start with where you want to be. So you want to go online. Where do you want to be in a year's time, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time? And he did it in such a morbid way as well. He did it in a way where he said, imagine you're at your own funeral. You walk in, he kind of illustrates it. Imagine you're at your own funeral, and you're seeing all these different people. Who are you seeing there? What have you done to impact their lives? You know, is it community? Is it your friends? What have you achieved, right? So we have to start there. You have to have the vision. Where do you want to go? And then you think about, how do I then get there? So we want to get there online. The end goal is you want to be employed, and you probably want to be financially free. So that means that, okay, you want that end job, fine. Now, people think that you start by just going on a platform. You need credibility online, because remember, you're competing with so many other people now globally that are trying to do the same exact thing that you're trying to do. So how do you stand out? You have to really define that. And one of the ways and one of the things that helps you to do that is going on LinkedIn. So if you don't have a LinkedIn, whilst I am talking to you right now, I need you to jump on LinkedIn. I know and I understand that some of you have challenges with data. I sympathize with that. So if it's something that you need to do at a later date because you're watching this right now, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. So start with creating yourself a LinkedIn account. People underestimate the power of LinkedIn. It's such a powerful tool to use in this day and age. And when you do that, what you ideally want to do, and I am actually going to see if I can share my screen. Right. You're going to have to bear with me because your girl is figuring this out as she goes in terms of this StreamYard that I'm trying to navigate. Okay, so you want to make sure that you go and create your LinkedIn, put in your information. So anywhere where you have worked, anything that you have done to gain experience, your skills, make sure you put that in there. Put the details in there of what you have done, and do it in detail. So I have linked my LinkedIn in my TikTok. So if you are on YouTube, Facebook, if you just type in what's in my name, you'll be able to come over to TikTok and see that. So on LinkedIn, you'll be able to add me, connect with me. And, you know, in my last live video, what I was encouraging people to do is, when you sign up, your aim should be to set up your account. And if you don't have experience, think about who you can work for free or for expenses paid. You can do that online as well. You can find, there's always platforms online, and I know I use that because you guys want the links. Like, where can I do that? Honestly, if you just go on Google and you type in freelance work or freelance internships online, freelance internships online, remote only. Like, if you go in and you type in those keywords, it's going to actually give you the links. You can test them out. If you want to know if the platform is credible or not, you can actually go on a platform called Trustpilot, trustpilot.com. In there, you can put in any link on it, as long as it's online, as long as you can actually attain a link for it, a hyperlink, the one that says www.StreamYard, which is what I'm using right now. Like, you can copy that in and see whether that platform is credible or not. People are leaving reviews on this. You can see whether it's credible or not. So that is I think I can edit here. No. So that is trustpilot.com. Trustpilot.com. And then here we're going to do trustpilot.com. You're going to have to bear with me, guys. I'm a one-woman band here, so I'm trying to comment. So you have it. Trustpilot.com. Brilliant. Okay, so there's the first link. You're welcome. Trustpilot.com. So if you are looking for a platform, because the thing is, not one platform fits everybody's needs. If I just say, guys, go to Upwork, hundreds of you are going to be on Upwork and trying to compete for the same jobs, and you probably are going to struggle. And I'll be honest, I've been on Upwork myself. The struggle I had with Upwork is the fact that they ask you to have credits, and you have to be very careful to pitch for a job. And when you pitch for the job, they don't even respond to you. Sometimes there's the worry that if you come out of the platform, the person you work for them, they disappear, they never pay you, because now you don't have the credibility of the platform anymore. So that's just not what you want. So I think, you just really want to be careful about what you are using. Okay, so having said that, you can go on Trustpilot. So going back now to LinkedIn, what you want to do on LinkedIn, you want to make a list of, you want to find actually different companies that are doing remote work. So if you just type in Google, top 10 companies fully remote, can work from anywhere, make a list, do some research. You're going to have to actually spend some time, but make sure you ask from your niche, from where your skill level is. So if you're a graphic designer, graphic designing companies or advertising companies that have their employees that are fully remote. So you type that into Google, that is going to give you a list of those. Now, I also came across look at me using the wrong keyboard. So I'm looking here for remote working in Africa. That's what I typed in. And there is actually a company called Remote Africa. Now, I actually have never used them myself. I did have a dig through of their website previously, and they have a lot of roles. So I can just tell you some of the roles that they have currently: student representative, maintenance coordinator, content writer. If you're a copywriter, if you're a writer, if you can write, that is a really, really good skill. But again, if you don't have copywriting skills and you think you've got an inkling that you could write, you can take a copywriting course, and you can easily do that online. There's a lot of free ones. If you go on YouTube as well and type in copywriting, you'll be able to find some other jobs that I'm seeing here. This is remoteafrica.io, administrative assistant, project manager, customer support manager, and this role is actually in Germany, but it's remote. It's fully remote. All of these roles are remote, but they are actually remote for people in Africa. 2D FX animator for video game. Senior director of success. Wow, that's a new one. Founding software engineer. HR administrative assistant. That's a really good entry role if you're wanting to enter into HR. Technical writer, developer. Expert tutor in physics. So if you are a teacher and you teach physics, you could actually become a tutor on here. Content marketing, AI, and business writer. So if you can do content marketing, okay. Now, I want to read to you what this job is looking for. So you can do it remote. Only 9 people have applied, right? 112 people have seen it, 9 have applied. Guys, you need to go for this role. It was posted on September the 22nd. And it says, we're currently looking for writers with professional or journalistic experience in content marketing and AI and or business communications and AI to help us create high-performing blog articles for our client, who is a major player in the space of AI writing tools. The content we're looking to produce will provide genuine value to the reader in the form of practical advice and takeaways, highlight our content, our clients' product features and use cases in a natural way, discuss the cutting edge of AI, text generation, integration, and business communications and content marketing. Priority will go to marketing specialists such as content marketeers and social media managers. This is the thing. You need to have experience. Marketing specialists. You need to be a marketing specialist. How do you become a marketing specialist? You'd have to really invest some time in getting the back experience for this. And I can vouch for this just generally. Whatever role you want to do, and you're going to have to grunt for free for sometimes, or get your expenses paid, and work for a company. I did that in my university. I remember I asked for advice from the people that were in the final year whilst I was in my first year. I asked them, what advice would you give to someone like me in this position? They said, I wish somebody told me that I needed to have work experience for a lot of these high-paying roles. We don't want you guys to just do the basic roles. We want you to actually take on roles that are going to be high earning for you, and actually this is possible. So so when they said, I need experience, so what my dedication for the next 3 years of my university is I wanted to go and intern, and I interned by the time I finished, I had done about 12 internships at different companies, London, and also different events, London Fashion Week, Graduate Fashion Week. Got a chance to meet David Hasselhoff's daughter as well at one of the fashion weeks as well. Intern for one of the designers that designs for Kate Middleton in Paris. And you have to just do it for free, and these things are available online. There's a lot of companies out there who are looking for free labor. You're looking for experience, so you just need to go out there and put yourself out there. But in order to put yourself out there, you need to be really clear about what it is that you want to do. So they then say the skills you need to have. So skills, experience, and qualifications are native level English. So you don't need to be proficient in English, but native level English, I suppose. Subject matter expertise as demonstrated by a bachelor's degree or equivalent, or 3+ years industry or relevant writing experience, outstanding writing skills and a desire to continuously improve your craft, excellent research skills and ability to identify appropriate and credible sources. Guys, this is key. Excellent research skills and ability to identify appropriate credible skills. This is amazing. High attention to detail and accuracy of work, excellent written and verbal communication skills, SEO writing knowledge and or experience, familiarity with a range of outline articles, article formats and styles such as blog posts, software, product reviews, feature reviews. This is a high level job. How much are they paying for this? Like, this is a problem. These people didn't tell you how much they're paying for the job. Okay. This is pretty good. This is on, by the way, this is on remoteafrica.io. Let me put that in the chat. remoteafrica.io. There we go. Oh. remoteafrica.io. Remote Africa, please. I'm looking for an affiliate link. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Talents. Oh, this is if somebody's looking for a job. Hire the best remote talent in Africa. So you can actually list your own profile. Oh my days. How did I miss this before? Okay, so you can go on remoteafrica.io and you can put your LinkedIn. You see this? LinkedIn. He just inputted what is on his LinkedIn. Brilliant. See, guys. Okay, let's have a look at another platform as well and see what roles they are advertising, and then we'll look at the top 10 most popular remote working destinations in Africa, as well as collated by the Business Insider Africa. Right. So we have one here. See, this is the problem. Some of these platforms, personally, I don't trust them. But let's go on Upwork. I'm gonna have to log in though in Upwork just to see what kind of opportunities they are giving. Okay. Oh. Okay, Upwork is not going to work out, so we're going to leave that one there. But personally, I'm not a big fan of Upwork. If there was something that I would tell someone, I would say don't do Upwork. If there was something else to tell someone not to do, it's don't go on Upwork. You can have a look, you can peruse, but I just think you'd be wasting time. That's the problem. That's the issue. Okay. Working Nomads. Workingnomads.com is the other one I was looking for. Working Nomads. Ooh, typo. Nomads.com. Workingnomads.com. There we go. Okay, Working Nomads. I hope. Okay. Okay, Working Nomads. I dream of a day where we've got someone working in the background. Okay, brilliant. So there's workingnomads.com. Do go and have a look there. What some of their roles that they're advertising for: content writer, content marketing. I mean, the same platform, same company is advertising 11 Writing, content marketing AI, the one that we were just reading. React JS developer. So if you can be learning how to code, that's really important. I really wish this was taught in schools, but unfortunately it's not really there yet. But you can be a developer, you can train to be a developer. If you are actually not even looking for jobs yet, you can train to be a developer. If you're looking for a career change, you can train to be a developer and do coding and be working for a company anywhere, whilst you are at home, whilst you are back, wherever you are in Africa. Senior sales manager. So if you've got sales experience, you can also be working remotely. Strategic product designer, you can also be working remotely as well. Account development representative. So if you are an accountant, you can be working remotely. Senior product manager. Customer platform infrastructure. So I'm guessing this is again coding, accountants, marketing, CRM engineering, so customer relations management, engineering. Oh, here we go. Social media specialist, TikTok. Oh, guys, you can master social media. That was my breakthrough. Like I did a degree in fashion, taught myself how to do social media, and now I do that for a living. So social media specialists, they want somebody who's a specialist in TikTok specifically. So if you can really understand TikTok and what really makes TikTok tick, that was so cliche, but that is basically something that you can do. Digital marketing lead as well. So if you have experience in digital marketing, I understand that obviously this might be difficult in the context of Africa, because it's not like a lot of these jobs are going around for you to have had experience in this. But I think if you have experience in marketing, or if you're studying marketing, even if it's traditional marketing, I think to an element you will do some digital marketing there, and those can be considered as your transferable skills. So it's really possible for you to be able to do this as well. And I think also, if you don't have experience but you can speak English, you can teach online as well. So you can do teaching jobs online, teaching kids in China how to learn English. I know that sounds sarcastic, but it's not. You can genuinely do work teaching English to, or tutoring Chinese kids on how to speak, how to speak English. You can teach them English. 5-week contract, graphic designer. So if you are a graphic designer or product designer, those are really good roles to go for as well. So I've kind of covered, hopefully, a lot of roles that you can do. So I just wanted to also quickly go into the places, or the top 10 as said by Business Insider. Business Insider Africa, they highlighted the top places in Africa that you can work remotely. So if you wanted to relocate and go somewhere, I mean, if it makes sense. Oh, whew, I had lost the link. But I've got it now. Okay, so here we go. Business Insider Africa. This article came out on the 6th of June in 2023. So this is very, very recent. Top 10 most popular remote working destinations in Africa. Cape Town, South Africa ranks as the most popular remote working destination in Africa, with over 9,400 geotagged posts on Instagram. Marrakesh in Morocco, Nairobi, Kenya, Luxor in Egypt is on the list. So we've got Cape Town, Marrakesh, Nairobi, Laxo. These people are making it difficult for me to say these names. Hagahada. Ooh, Hagada. Hagada. Hurghada. Hagada. I have to say it in my Shona accent. Hagada. That's where it is. Yeah, in Egypt. Agida. Guys, English came by boat. Agida, Morocco. Dahab in Egypt. Dakar, Senegal. Algiers, Algeria. Cairo, Egypt. So these are the top 10 places for remote working in Africa right now. So you can relocate. I remember when I was coming back from Zimbabwe, I was sat next to a woman who was living in Egypt, and she said it was really well. She said, yeah, she settled there. She likes it there. So Egypt is a good location, it seems. I mean, Cape Town is really close by for those in Zimbabwe. So that's really next door. And you can be doing remote working there. Another thing to be really aware of as well, just be really clear on what exactly you want to do so you can focus your attention on your applications as well. Yes, you can choose to relocate, but I would encourage you to try where you are in the meantime to first like boost yourself up, and then when you are comfortable you can say, okay, I can relocate now, because then that will allow you the space. But I understand obviously that's not what everyone will be able to do, but hopefully you can. Okay, so now that we've covered that, we're gonna do 10 more minutes just talking about applying for roles. So when you're applying for roles, please make sure that you are really clear on the job description and what they're asking of you, and take out the keywords that they have given you. I think, I'm sure there's some people who are experts at applying for jobs here, but if you're not and you want this advice, and here it is, you can, really look at the job description, write down some keywords, understand what types of skills is needed for what they're looking for. And so you can tailor your CV, you can tailor your application to really highlight what it is that they're looking for in that particular role. So you can do that as well. But like I said, just to kind of summarize what we talked about today, we talked about the launch of Modern Letters Movement, where I'll be doing a lot of these trainings on specific things. We'll do one specific on how do you actually step by step do a resume, how do you step by step actually apply for a role. We'll do an example of that. We'll cover if you wanted to start an online business, what that would look like. But today we were simply covering how you can get roles, or how you can start applying for roles, or doing it remotely. We spoke about the different platform that you can go on, but really the key thing is for you to have a really strong LinkedIn account. So make sure that you have applied, or rather signed up to have a LinkedIn account if you don't already have one. If you have one, make sure you populate it with a professional photo. Please have a some sort of professional photo that can just literally be you, head, shoulders up, like, just this part of you. It doesn't need just this part, right? So we spoke about that, and we also spoke about the fact that really identify who you are, where you want to end up in a year's time, 5 years time, 10 years time. And in the process of you thinking about that, think about what your skills are, what value you can add, because there's so much up there online. You really want to streamline your focus. You want to make sure that it's all just focused on what it is that you want to apply for, so you don't waste time, because applying for a job is a full-time job in itself. right? Because you have to do a cover letter. You have to make sure that you really read what they're looking for so you can stand out. So it's a lot of work in itself. So I don't want you to waste time just applying for anything and everything when you don't have the experience, but actually sit back and think, okay, I want to be a digital marketing manager in 3 years' time, in 5 years' time. So step back. I don't have any marketing experience. Okay, cool. Who can I work for free? Let me do a Google. Okay, you do your Google. Okay, these are the top companies. You go into Trustpilot. You see what the reviews of that platform is. You see the reviews of the company as well, and you apply, or you put it on your short list. I would encourage you as well, if you're doing this, to keep a list somewhere, an Excel file, a Word document, whatever is easiest for you, of all the links that you're finding that are relevant to what it is that you want to do. And be specific with that as well. Because I think a lot of people think, oh, I can just go on one platform and find it. But no, via LinkedIn, you can find a specific company that is offering only remote roles. So if you go into LinkedIn and type in looking for graphic designer jobs, and you filter it, you put the filter in. I struggle to know how to share, but next time hopefully I can do a video where I'm actually showing you where to click. But if you go in the search bar on LinkedIn, type in remote, you type in the type of role you're looking for, and then you look at fully remote and go through the list there. Save all the jobs that you're interested in. If you're noticing, oh, it's taking a really long time for you to find a role that you're interested in, try in Google. You just have to really be working hard to search, but also making sure that when you find it, you've got everything ready to go. So in the process of you trying to find the roles that you're applying for, learn from the things that you're seeing as a pattern. Make sure you have that. Make sure you have a really strong CV. Make sure that you have a really strong LinkedIn account. Make sure that you also gain the experience if you notice you don't have the experience, right? And then another thing that I forgot to mention is in whatever the industry that you are a part of, if you list at least 20 to about 50 different companies that you would ideally love to work for. So let's say you want to work for Apple, Google, Spotify, like that's absolutely reasonable. You can do that. And because these are digital companies, they can also you can also work for these companies that I just mentioned. Facebook has been doing a project of wanting to expand connectivity in Africa. So that means that they will be putting in the different infrastructures that are needed for this. So you want to be ahead of the curve, right? So Facebook, you can work for Facebook. You can work for Meta. Actually, I should be saying you can work for Meta, because I think when they were doing this project, they were still just Facebook. But you can work for Meta. So have a look at the different roles in that. Get yourself trained and knowledgeable on what AI is. Become a developer and all of these things. But as I was saying, I was losing my train of thought. So make the list of the different companies. And when you make the list of the different companies, go into LinkedIn, search each company, go on the company. So if you go onto Apple, when you go onto their page, you'll see somewhere in the bar where it will say people. Click on people. I'm not even looking at it right now, like I know it off the top of my head. Go on people. You will see all the different people there. Find the people in the role that you want to go into, even if that's in 10 years' time. Add them, connect them. And to connect with them, you want to personalize this connection. You want to say, hi, I noticed that you do this particular role, and I'm really interested in this, and would love to connect and stay up to date. Something along those lines. Like really work through it. Just hi, their name. I really love the work that you're doing at Apple. I'm looking to expand my network and grow in my knowledge. I would love to connect. And that's it. You send the connection, and there you go. And so this is the gold. Oh my days. Can I get a drum roll, please? Okay. So when a role comes out at any of these companies, usually the people that work in those roles will advertise it. So I know, like when we had roles at work, they advertised it everywhere else, but then we would also still say on our account. So anybody who would have been part of my network on LinkedIn would have been able to see that, oh, this particular role in the department that Ravimba works in is open. So people share, and this is actually a very common practice in a lot of companies, that when a role goes out, a lot of people in the team of the company will post that. You also have a lot of recruiters as well on LinkedIn who are actively looking for people. That is their full-time job. So you want to make sure that you are there, you are present, and also that your presence is very, very strong on there as well. It's just not enough to have a LinkedIn page and then it be bare. Like, we don't know anything about you. We don't know if you have any knowledge about anything. Create a post something, share a link, add a comment, connect with these people as well. So connect with all the different people from the list of your companies that work in the role that you want to go into, and network and get to know them. So I'm going to round it off there, and then over time we'll break it down and we'll go into specifics as well. So I'm going to actually end it here on Gambakwe. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully this was useful for you. And please, please, please follow me on Rue the Speaker, because I am going to be launching the platform in the next few hours. There's going to be a landing page and everything, so you can put in your email and you can get notifications every time that we're doing one of these trainings. It's absolutely free. We want to restore hope back into Africa, one word at a time. So thank you so much for joining me on Gambakwe. I will see you again some other time. And thank you all here on TikTok.